Hi everyone, it's Becky here. So welcome to another new video on my YouTube channel, and today I'm taking you all to Little Europe in Montreal, and it's another beautiful sunny day here in Montreal. Perfect blue sky, lots of sunshine, really nice shadows, and everyone seems happy. And here I'm gonna go into this little cafe restaurant for lunch. As you can see, there are a lot of murals in this area, and the interior of this little cafe restaurant is really interesting, like a little garden. Okay, so while waiting for my food to arrive, I'm gonna start my line drawing of the interior. So I'm trying to fit a lot of stuff within this blank page. I'm gonna start with the left side, the back of the counter where the baristas are standing. The very top, they have this the hanging ornament right over here, kind of like a European style. Not sure what kind of style are these. And there's another lamp over here. I'm trying to figure out the division of the back wall and the ceiling area right now. Yeah, so that's the ceiling with a lot of hanging ornaments and a lamp. On the ceiling, there are like a couple of flags from European countries. So these triangular shaped flags, when we're looking at them from perspective, they look like diamond shapes and not really rectangles anymore. And now I'm just adding that bar for the little lamps to hang. And there's another flag over here, again as a diamond shape because we're seeing it from perspective. Yeah, just stick right onto the ceiling. And this bar contains the little lamps and like some more structures on the ceiling. Now the ceiling area, I'm gonna leave it for now, and now I'm gonna work on the back wall. Okay, a little bit more details, and now I'm trying to see and figure out the next thing. This is the wall, on the left where the counter area is. This is like a very small little cafe restaurant, but so cozy. Yeah, so here I just drew the three-dimensional shape of prisms, where they put the pastries and other bakery items in there, and the counter line, again, is in perspective. Yeah, there's like a bit of a little flower plant right there. A lot of overlappings of objects. And here I'm starting to draw this barista. Yeah, and she had a very calm facial expression. She's gonna finish her upper body here later because people, they kept on getting busy and move around, and while waiting for her to come back to the position, I'm gonna draw those objects in the front area of the counter and finishing drawing her upper body, which is mostly being covered by the objects in front of it. And now I'm starting to draw this guy barista wearing a hat. Yeah, they all look pretty happy and calm. And that's that. So in the back of the kitchen area, up here we have the menus, the banners up there. So I just drew that. Yeah, so now my food just arrived. So I ordered a vegetarian wrap. I'm gonna draw the little dish, which is like the shape of a boat, and half of the wrap, and the other half. Yeah, very cute little dish. Drawing the rim and the bottom of the dish with a little bit hatching to show the shaded side. Starting to add the 3 dimensions for the wrap. It's like a cylinder shape, and drawing the fillings, the tofu, the veggies. Yeah, and the checkerboard wrapper outside the wrap, and here's this one. And just drawing the front of the counterboard, the wooden planks. A little accentuation around the border there and on the bottom of the counter. I actually omitted a lot of details. There's like thousands of details in here. I just include the essential ones, the most defining features. And drawing the back kitchen area in between the baristas. A lot of abstract shapes. Yeah, and starting to add some smaller details around here. Just try to fill in those blank spaces so they don't look too boring to look at. And adding these shapes that I see on the menu board, the banners. Using quick squiggles to show the words. Yeah, so I'm just gonna finish the left side of this cafe. I'm gonna fill in as many details as I can, and then there's another lady walking in. She's wearing a hoodie. She's like standing there waiting for her order for like half a minute, so I had enough time to capture her outfit, her hairstyle, and her jeans. And in the far distance, on the other side of the cafe, there's like other people sitting at the table, so just added that. Yeah, another little person there. Again, these people, they're looking pretty small because they're in the far distance. Yeah. Yeah, so the ceiling, the left wall area, the counter area, and there's this small back wall area is pretty much done. As you can see, there's actually another wall in the foreground. Yeah, as you can see, it was the upside down L line there. Yeah, I'm just gonna add some final details around the front counter area. Yeah, this is the wall that's pretty close to me. And I just met two new friends who just arrived sitting down and chatting beside me. Yeah, and they're very happy about what I'm doing. They're being very supportive, so I'm very comfortable drawing them. So I just started with her hair, a little bit her face showing, her shoulders, and her hand holding the fork, the elbow, a little bit foreshortened. This is her upper body and her jacket hanging on the back of her chair, bit of her pants, and her food around her arm area and the table line. Yeah, finishing the edge of her chair there. Little wrinkles for her jacket. Adding some more lines and wrinkles for her jacket. A little bit hairlines. And then drawing her friend, starting with the hair, the chin, the neck and the shoulder. Drawing the facial features very quickly. And yeah, her chair, her jacket was black, so I just used black ink to fill it in, adding a little accentuation there in the middle of the sketch. And that's it for these two new friends. And now I'm starting to draw these house plants hanging around the ceiling close to me in the foreground. Starting to draw the veins and the leaves dangling around the veins, curling and interlacing with one another. And there's actually other ornaments are hanging around. There's actually some vintage boats. But before that, I want to finish drawing this largest flower pot with strings supporting it. And then these leaves, drawing really quickly, almost like using a blind contour approach, not looking at the paper very much. Just quickly adding one leaf after another. Yeah, so if you're drawing plants like this with like lots of leaves, don't worry about capturing every single leaf. Just get these major veins and as many leaves as you can capture. Yeah, so no one is going to check if you whether you capture every single leaf of a plant. The most important thing is to capture this organic flow of the veins and the growth of the leaves, not necessarily the correct numbers. Yeah, it's keep drawing. It's almost there. This one takes a lot of patience. It's a pretty large area. Finishing this vintage boat in between these hanging plants. There's a bit more details. And yeah, some more little ornaments in between the plants. Drawing the window frame on the very upper right corner and starting to draw these bottles on the edge of the table there. There's another like a vintage boat. That's the little mast area. And some more dangling veins and leaves coming down. So I'm really taking my time here. So when I'm drawing these details, I'm not stressed at all because I don't worry about capturing every single piece of shape. I just slow down, focus on the moment, really enjoying the sunshine outside and the people around me chatting, listening to their conversations, and being part of the world, and not really worried about creating a fancy picture. It's just about the process of sitting down here, having a good lunch, and being part of the world. There's a huge difference, from drawing in real life situations like this in a busy environment compared to drawing in the quiet studio. I feel like I'm really being part of the world, and I'm not alone. And there's most people, walking around. They are very supportive. Yeah, they appreciate what I do. So if you do the same thing, I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate what you do as well. So I'm gonna draw this little Buddha. Yeah, so the Buddha is a great symbol of my drawing process as meditation. So for me, I think meditation is not only about closing our eyes and sitting down somewhere quiet and not care about anything. Meditation is about staying calm and focus on the qualities, the sounds, and the colors, the movements around you in a very peaceful attitude. Even though you're in a very busy environment, you're still calm and not hurried in life. And yeah, of course, drawing and painting is a practice of meditation. Yeah, meditation is not about, sitting down, close your eyes, and try to be quiet and forget about everything in your head. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm just adding some final details and accentuations. And here is a look of my finished line drawing. It took me about like 45 minutes. And as an artist, I feel that it's so important to work from real life observations and not always working from photographs, because you can learn, you can feel and express so much more from real life situations looking at these threes in 3 dimensions. Yeah, so here's my finished line work. And now I am ready to add watercolors. So I spend most of my time and effort on drawing. So the watercolor is not going to take very long, probably around just 20 minutes. Yeah, so my goal of adding watercolors is to establish the feel of a sunny day, even though this is like interior. I still want to kind of to show that there's like sunshine streaming in. So I just added a bit of lemon yellow mixed with a bit of medium yellow for that window on the back wall, and a little bit of yellow orange for that building on the other side of the street, and a little bit of raw umber. Yeah, just use these warm colors, and then the nice cerulean blue to show the blue sky. And just wetting the ceiling area with the leftover lemon yellow, very much diluted, to show the sunshine being reflected onto the ceilings. And also for the floor area as well, adding a bit of warm orange for the window outside there. Starting to add a bit of the mix of orange and burnt sienna for the wooden planks and the wooden table edge. Yeah, so when I'm painting watercolors, I like to get the warm colors done first, and I like to paint the similar colors at the same time, so I don't have to switch back and forth between the colors. And I'm going to start to paint the shade color of her sweater, and blue for her jeans. I just used leftover gray for the girl's sweater. The left side is in shade. Her upper shoulder is a little bright because it's facing the window, catching a bit of sunshine. Yeah, a little skin color for these two ladies. And for the baristas as well, I mix my skin color with orange, a little bit of red, and dilute that with a lot of water to get this skin color. And starting to add the vibrant reds for the flakes here and there, as I see, and also other red objects around the cafe. Just get it done at the same time, really saves time. And the greens and blues for the flakes, and also the blacks. Yeah, so because the flakes are kind of like draping down a little bit, it's fabric, so I left a little highlight streak here and there to show the shine of fabric. And same for this black curtain over here, painting very loosely, leaving little gaps in between each brushstroke to show the fold of the curtain. And same for the window frame, using the same kind of gray that I use for the curtain, quickly painting these two girls' hair with brown orange and purple for her sweater. Yeah, a little bit of dark purple. And now starting to add these stripes. Yeah, remember what she was wearing? A sweater with these nice stripes, green stripes. Also painting these brushstrokes quickly and loosely, leaving her shoulder area shine a little bit to show the 3 dimension of her body. Yeah, and now I'm just grabbing some raw umber to add the shade tone for their hairs. And then as you can see, I'm just leaving the top part of the hair to shine a bit to show the 3 dimension. Hairs are not flat. They're kind of like curving around the head. Adding these lines to show the floorboard of the cafe. Little darker browns here and there to show the shaded areas. Another layer like raw umber for these wooden planks for the table edge as well. A little bit transition of browns. And painting these barista's hair as well. Now starting to add these fresh green, lime green, or you can use sap green to paint the first layer of plants. Yeah, the same kind of green, or you can mix in a little bit of medium yellow or lemon yellow to make the lime green or sap green look even more vibrant. Painting in the tiles on the tabletop. It's nice green. Yeah, and these tiles are so pretty. They're like little lotus flowers and leaves. And now so adding the second layer for these foliages, I just grab a little bit of viridian green. So it's like a mid-tone for these leaves. And then viridian green mixed in with a little bit burnt sienna. So now I have like a darker tone of green to show the leaves on the left side, which is a little away from the window. These leaves are in shade. Yeah, and not over adding this tone, still leaving a lot of those leaves nice and bright, and painting the little Buddha and the little clock. Yeah, and brown, a lot of leftover yellows and browns. Yeah, adding some smaller details. As you can see, as I'm moving on to the third layer or so, my brush strokes are getting smaller. Add more definitions and just painting the flower pot with leftover gray that I mix with blue, green, and a little bit of magenta. So when I'm painting, I'm always being aware of where the light comes from. For the flower pot, as you can see, the right side is in more intense gray. And same for the curtain here, adding some more stronger tones of gray, at the same time skipping around in between to show the fold, the highlight of the fabric. And painting her sweater. So leftover gray as well. The top part is shining. And another layer for the table edge. Yeah, and now I'm starting to add a bit of gray for the top of the ceiling. The ceiling is bright, But if you want to show the brightness, you have to add a bit of shade to show the contrast. And now just adding bits of greens and blues that I see, those smaller shapes, and also the browns around the counter area. Yeah, so now I'm moving on to the final polish stage to fill in those little shapes that I missed. Adding some accentuations of shade or shadows here and there. Just kind of jumping around. I want to add, yeah, just leftover gray from my palette to paint the countertop, and the bright yellows and oranges in the back in the kitchen area. Yeah, and I think I'm just gonna leave the outfit of the guy barista. Just leave it the white of the paper, because when we're sketching and painting watercolors, we don't have to paint every single area. Just painting this lady's pants. Decided to paint her her jacket with a rosy tone, just so it looks more prominent in here. And these banners are like actually blackboards. Again, controlling my brush stroke, so these grays, they all have a slight different intensity. There are actually a lot of grays in here, but I'm controlling the amount of water mixed into them. So in different areas, these grays have like slightly different tones due to the amount of water in them. Yeah, that's it. And here is the look of my finished sketch. Again, the watercolors, it took me around just like 20-25 minutes or so to paint. So thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. If you like it, please click like and leave me a comment below. Subscribe to my channel for weekly updates. So I try to update this channel 2 to 3 times a week with a lot of fun adventures of my artist life in Montreal. Time to go home now. The sun is still nice and bright. And I love these buildings in Little Europe. Okay, so see you very soon next time in a few days, everyone. Have a great day.